Welcome everyone back to another live stream, or if you're watching this in your recording. We are at Kent. As you can see, this is the Brands Hatch circuit, and welcome to a whole new season and a whole new community. If you're looking at the top of the screen there, you can see that this is OLR X VSR. Basically, someone that we knew in VSR racing has set up his own community called Orange Line Racing. Not quite Red Line Racing, but Orange Line Racing. And they then merged with VSR Racing, so to try to get some bigger grids. We're about 5.5 minutes away from qualifying session. I'm reasonably confident about this. I've got a good car, good setup. What's interesting here is that the way they've set out gold, silver, bronze cars, I don't think it's related to what you've got. You can see the white, red, silver is meaningless at the moment. I don't think that's being set up properly yet, so don't pay too much attention to that. But there's an awful lot of people who are in gold. There's about 12 of us, I think, who are in gold. I am not on the pace of the top 2 or 3. As you can see, Regent is back, Soviet Mario is back. The others are, the usual guys we've seen before. But it's nice. We've got a good group here. There's going to be some great racing going on, and a good mix of cars too. Lovely to see that we have a Bentley on track. And for a couple of minutes we can go into that and just have a look at the Bentley. And he improves. Right, let's get back to the calmness of my car. And we'll have a look at the timetables here. So we got Fake Galaxy, fastest sector 1, Indian Goat, fastest sector 2 in the Porsche, and Regent, fastest sector 3. Interesting. Fastest 23.9, a mid 24. In these conditions is pretty easy, so I should be around here somewhere, but we'll have to see come qualifying. So in the meantime, I'm going to, so let's see, we've got 18 drivers now, 18 cars ready. So let's get my current setup. I'm going to use the race one for this, and the reason I'm going to do that is because the quickest time I have set in all the practice sessions was with this setup. I just took the fuel out. I didn't bother with the qualifying setup, which is not, to be fair, massively different to the race one, but there are some times in some corners where the additional stability at the rear matters more than the rotation, at least to me. So I did a 23.6 in qualifying on the servo, practice servo, about nearly a week ago now, something like that. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 McLarens, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Porsches, we've got 2, 3 Ferraris, I thought they would be more popular, a Bentley, a Nissan, and a BMW. And no one's driving the AMG this season. Wow, interesting. Interesting, that's not that popular this time around. Right, that's the session over. We'll see everyone coming back into the pits now. Guys, I cannot tell you how tough this is going to be, because as you can hear, I've already got my fan on, and usually it takes me until about halfway through the race before I feel the effects of the effort of trying to get these cars around these circuits. But right now, according to the weather forecast, it's 28 degrees outside right now, and my front room is probably more than that. It is really warm. I'm going to be in an absolute dripping mess by the time I'm finished here tonight. Okay. Welcome to qualifying. And it's optimum. That's cool. I'm going to do the usual, give them half a lap and try to find a gap. Number one of tyres, so that should be good. All right. you very much, sir. Damn it. Well, that's the best of the tyres gone. reasonably happy with that. Who am I under a bit of danger from? Yeah, Blue Frog. Oatsy's known to be quick there, so that Ferrari could do something amazing. Let's keep on board with him and see what he's doing. He's pushing the limits, isn't he? Second gear around there. TC9. That's slowing him down. Too late. Interesting in the Ferrari here, you can you can see the pedal. You can see the throttle pedal working. So he's gone from 7th somewhere up to 6th. Yeah, we've got the quick guys out front, the top 3, and then it looks like I'm best of the rest. We've got Blue Frog and Regent, who've disqualified themselves, so they're going to be one of the last to first challenge. Look at this, we've got a Mercedes. Yeah, so I'm a bit annoyed about that, as I've said before. I don't think it's I think I've said enough about that in the past. You can do that in a public lobby, but oh, here we go, here's another one. Here's Soviet Mario going to do the same thing. Yep, he's qualified himself as well. So that, you know, firstly, it makes a mockery of the whole point of qualifying. And it's usually the quick guys who want to do this, they're at the back. So they're going to be fighting their way through, and on a track like Brands Hatch, where overtaking is not easy, what are the chances that one or more of them is going to get into contact with one of the other back markers? I think the likelihood is fairly high. So that's the second reason I don't like it. And third, it means that if I now finish where I qualify in a podium position, it devalues that podium. I mean, because if these guys, you know, cannot get through the pack in an hour and 15 minutes and get up to third place, then how good is my podium? I don't think as good as the guys who bothered to compete. I think it's nonsense. I really do. But yeah, not up to me. Okay, let's have a quick look at the strategy. So we've got, whoopsie, I need to reload that. 2.32. I think I've already worked this out, haven't I? I've got 2.32 input in, so if I leave it 2.33, average lap time, minute 25 in the race. Yeah, 25-24. Does it make a difference? Tiny bit difference. So saying around about 126 litres. So I've got 129 in there at the moment. So I'll start on 70 litres. And if my fuel consumption's over 2.33, then I'll add additional fuel at the stop. But it shouldn't be. Session 2 is for 3 litres if I get stuck, and strategy 3 is for a 0 fuel. All good. This is going to be an interesting race. I'm only reasonably quick here in the McLaren. I say reasonably quick because yeah, the two guys ahead of me are on a different planet. But now we got me and the Porsche and are really close together. Otzi, Santo, I don't know Santo. He and Twigglet are on identical lap times. Then you got Shawnee, Mac and Antonio separated by 1,000th of a second. It looks fairly close actually, doesn't it? This is also one of these tracks that often has incidents, off-track excursions. I've never really raced well here. I remember one occasion when we had 2 sprint races, and on one of them I crashed coming out of the final corner in a BMW. And then I think in the second of the 2 sprint races I had an incident with someone around the back of the circuit. Wasn't good either. To make matters worse, that crash in the last corner was while I was leading the whole race. So not good at all. But so that's going to be different, isn't it? Positive thinking. I mean, Fake Galaxy's 23.0 is just nuts, and it's half a second quicker than my best ever. Even if I was to beat my best ever, I don't think I'm going to get any quicker than Indian Goat there. Oh, it's really hot. I can feel myself sweating underneath my headphones. I just have a quick squiz. Grizz has joined us, so we got two Lamborghinis now. 21 cars on the grid. That's decent. That's decent. McLaren here is quick first and third with an extra 29 kilos of ballast. The car works so well around here, I must admit, even though it's bumpy, and the McLarens, they normally like bumpy tracks, but yeah, it works very well. Sublime Player improved his lap time, but not enough to get up to third. Oatsy though is fifth, so he's going to start right behind me. Oh. So I think the odd numbered cars are on the inside, I think. Start on the inside on the grid. I'm not entirely sure though. I think that's the case. Yeah, I do. Presumably that was the toilet break. Aha. So right, here we go. Let's see, one mandatory pit stop, tyre change and refuel. Are all good there. We are absolutely prepared for that. I think the fuel is fine. Interestingly, there are no Fords for this season. There were loads of them last season. Loads of them. Porsches are nicely spread throughout the grid. I think who's done a really good job? Twiglet, I think, has done a very good job. Shawnee Mac and the Nissan definitely done a great job. I think Antonio normally is higher than that. So I think he won't be massively happy with that one. Grizz starting 18th. Yeah, he and I have traded lap times and paint work quite a few times in the last few seasons. So I think he's another last to first candidate. But we'll see what happens with them. Just as a reminder for you guys, we've got 4 quick guys: Grizz, Mario, Blue Frog, and Regent. The latter 3 who disqualified themselves in qualifying, and Grizz who just didn't bother setting a lap time. They are starting at the back of the grid for reasons known only to themselves. Or to fuck it up for everybody else, who knows. So we shall see what we shall see. You know what, I meant to do a bit of a change, but now I can't. I wanted to do a change on my wheel. It's not massively important though. It's just the force feedback on the wheel is a bit high, and the buttons are mapped differently with this car to the Porsche Cup, and the wheel is currently mapped for a Porsche Cup. We're looking for a nice smooth race here, not too much drama. I want a decent position in the championship this season. I know if Fake Galaxy does all the rounds, he will be champion. Of that I have no doubt. Indian Goat, I think, may challenge him on occasions. Left rear is cold. Wow, Twiglet. What a start. Well done, Rob. You weren't going to have that one, Rob.
Yellow flag, be careful there.
Who's in the pits? Twiglet's gone off already, or been overtaken. been overtaken.
Yellow flag in sector 3. Yellow flag ahead, watch out in front. Well done, mate. That's not fastest lap.
This guy's all over the place.
Yellow flag in sector 3. Yellow flag ahead, watch out.
I hate that corner, I really do.
Well done, mate. The fastest lap so far.
Come on, get into your rhythm.
Take down the car in front in sector 3. Yellow flag in sector 3.
He's really hanging on the result, see? Something's happening with the server. So we have Mario's in P6. So I'm catching Mr. Sublime here. Bloody hell. What was that? He's off. The Soviet Mario's got back down in front of him. So Otis got back past Mario, which I suspect is because there was a bit of a push to pass. So he let Otis back. Right, so Mario's got past him this time.
So the car ahead is sector 1. Well done, mate. The fastest lap so far.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Right down the line front of the car.
Oh, what the hell? Oh, man. "11 seconds of damage." Terrific. to catch Grizz. Oh, he's all over the shop. Right, so let's have a look at the gap to P10. Seven and a half. Looks like a lot of people having incidents.
Yellow flag in sector 3. Yellow flag, be careful. Gaining on the corner in sector 1.
That was dreadful. There is a bit of understeer in the car. A bit more understeer. Good grief. Uh-oh. There's another one off. Thank you very much. Antonio 6 seconds ahead. And these guys ahead are doing 26s. Trying too hard. Is it worthwhile spending 11 extra seconds in the pits? I can still do 45s. I don't think I'll do any repairs. Yikes. 25.6, 25.7. 88 has fallen out, which has given me P10. I'm no longer catching Anton.
Yellow flag in sector 3. Yellow flag out. Watch out.
A65, 25.7. There's a bit of a battle here going on between Shawnee Mack and Antonio. And I am catching it. Some people are in for some early pit stops. Okay, Chris, box to overtake Antonio. I think that was Oaksy just leaving the pits in front of me here. It was indeed. 3, 2, 1. I'm going. P9. P11. Damn, I didn't.
Faster car coming up behind you. Yellow flag in sector 3.
You can't just overtake on the inside, can't you? 23 minutes left. I'm not particularly driving very well. Looks like I'm about to get lapped.
Faster cars approaching.
Oh, hello. Who's that in the crowd? That's the position. I just stay out of trouble. Yeah, Antion's got away. But the best you can do is keep on trying, right? 256, 250. Damn it. Losing concentration here. Can I get Twigs up for P7? That's in the pits. I can catch Antion maybe Getting record already. 2.2 seconds. Oh, so much understeer.
Well done, mate. Nice and close.
No.
Falling behind in the car in front in sector 3. Can I get him to make a mistake in the last 5 minutes?
Nearly. He's struggling with his tyres now, I think. One more. No, he's got this. P8. Not happy with that. Yeah, I should have done a lot better than P8. Yeah, Fake Galaxy was in a class of his own. Indian Goat 29 seconds off that. Soviet Mario finished from the back of the field. What's that, 40 odd seconds off the lead, and Regent also came to the back to finish P4. I should have finished around about P5, I reckon. Yeah, not especially happy with that. yeah, that's what you get when you hit the wall. Whew, I'm absolutely sweating. That was a long, tough one. Sorry if the background noise is too much. But nevertheless, I enjoyed the running. I enjoyed trying to catch Antonio. Pity I didn't manage it, but yeah, the lead Galaxy lapped everyone up to and including P6, which is just astonishing. But at least I finished. I got some points. Roll on the next race. So for all of you who are watching, thanks very much. Hope you can get something out of this. Enjoy it, and I will see you at the next one. Take care. Bye for now.